Yen Lai, a genius of the Yen god race, woke up from his slumber due to an inexplicable memory. The primordial universe has passed trillions of years. Over the long years, with the changing seas and fields, the universe has become unfamiliar. Friend Qian Wu, promoted to the position of universal sovereign, and even became the lord of a universal kingdom. At the same time, the unparalleled genius who stood on top of all the geniuses at the birth of millions of epochs, and achieved invincible fame as a king with the identity of the world master, has actually become the master of the universe. Upon learning all of this, Yen Lai was shocked. But these are not the most important. The Yen god clan has separated from the human clan, and both sides have become mortal enemies. What happened during my slumber? With confusion, Yen Lai returned to the starry sky. Keywords of the novel. Swallowing the starry sky. Battle of Yanshen Wu pop-up window, swallowing the starry sky. Battle of Yanshen's complete collection download, swallowing the starry sky. Battle of Yanshen Wu latest chapter reading. Chapter 1. Awakening. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 1. Awakening. The vast starry sky is vast and boundless. The territory of the human race. Qian Wu's secret realm. Somewhere, deep in the interlayer of space, there is a mysterious space hidden. Space is enclosed, isolated from the inside and outside, even the cosmic master who controls time and space is difficult to discover. There are other holes inside. A towering ancient tree over 100,000 kilometers tall stands in the center of the void. The massive tree canopy covers the sky, covering the sky. Countless root systems venture into the void, disappearing into the depths of space. The entire internal space is empty, with only this towering and magnificent ancient tree standing in the sky. There is also a corpse. Quietly floating in the air, 400 to 500 meters long, with a black unicorn on the forehead, tightly closed eyes, and black scales on the shoulders, chest, and other parts of a humanoid creature's body. Time flows by endlessly. In this enclosed space, the body has been floating for countless years. If nothing unexpected happened, it should have remained in this state until the end of time, until all things went extinct and the universe was destroyed. But one day, the eyelids of this huge corpse suddenly moved slightly. 1 year later. I'm actually still alive. The corpse, with its eyes fully open, murmured to itself. Just live. If I really want to be resurrected by the great existence in my clan, I don't know how much contribution I owe. I just got promoted to immortality, but I don't have that much wealth to pay for the resurrection fee. During the conversation, the corpse slowly stood up and changed from lying horizontally and floating to standing upright and suspended. His name is Yen Lai. The top 10 peak races of the human race, a member of the Yanshen tribe. But not an ordinary member. When the Lord of the Realm is present, he is able to kill the immortal spirit and is still a powerful military leader level immortal spirit. After Emperor Yen, recognized as the first genius of the Yen god race. To the entire human race, and even the billions of people in the universe, is also a first-class genius. All divine power has been restored, soul. At first glance, Yen Lai felt satisfied with his body, but soon showed a surprised expression. My soul, why is my soul so abundant? The body of the Yen divine clan is unique and famous for its strength, which is why it ranks first among the top 10 peak races of the human race. But correspondingly, while possessing a powerful body, the soul of the Yen god race is very ordinary. Even though hailed as the first genius after Emperor Yen, the former Yen Lai was no exception in terms of soul compared to his peers. At this moment of induction, the soul is more than 100 times stronger than before. Yen Lai was both surprised and delighted. How do I feel that my intelligence has also improved a lot? After a moment, Emperor Yan's eyes showed confusion. He vaguely realized that his understanding of the rules and secret methods had become much more flexible than before. If you go to observe the Chaos Monument again, the effect will definitely far exceed before. This, this. It was too abrupt. For a moment, Yan Lai couldn't believe his judgment. Immediately afterwards, he discovered another thing. My divine body genes are twice as powerful as before I fell asleep. Previously, his body was only over 200 meters tall, but now it is close to 500 meters, doubling in height. This is a direct manifestation of gene transition, doubling again. 5 transformations, have I broken through 5 transformations? 5 transformations of genes, 48 times that of ordinary life genes, ahaha. After reacting, Yan Lai was ecstatic. Genetic breakthrough is a characteristic of the Yen god race. A unique feature among billions of races in the universe. It is precisely because of this that the Yanshen tribe can firmly rank first among the top 10 peak races of the human race. Of course, not all members of the Yanshen tribe can achieve genetic breakthroughs. The vast majority of people, throughout their lives, cannot achieve it. Even becoming an immortal deity is useless. Those who can break through genes are all geniuses. It's difficult to encounter opponents at the same level. Yan Lai is one of the best. A genetic breakthrough occurred at the cosmic level. Afterwards, the Domain Master level also broke through once, during the Domain Master period, and even broke through twice, reaching a 4-turn 24-fold increase. The genetic breakthrough of the Yanshen tribe has a clear pattern, and the first breakthrough can reach 3 times that of ordinary life in the universe. Afterwards, with each breakthrough, it doubles on the original basis. Namely 3, 6, 12, 24. With just 3 breakthroughs, you can surpass the peak race of the universe and the life gene level of the starry beasts. With a muffled groan, Yan Lai manipulated the subtle structure of the divine cells and began to drive a mysterious force within his body. On his bare chest, mysterious and magical blood-red secret lines appeared. The power of blood vessels. In an instant, the perception of the 10 fundamental laws of the universe, such as gold, wood, and water, became 3 times clearer. At the same time, the divine body gene instantly increases tenfold. 480 times the genes of ordinary life in the universe. As early as at the cosmic level, Yan Lai had already passed the genius trials within the human race and fused 10 blood network crystals in a certain secret realm, becoming a rare black warrior. Ha ha ha. Yan Lai laughed up in the sky. 480 times the increase in divine power genes, even if the understanding of the law is still only at the peak level, it is close to the peak level of the immortal power of the title of king. This time in danger, it was a blessing in disguise. Releasing the power of blood vessels, Yan Lai smiled all over his face. Exploring the secret realm of the universe, encountering terrifying immortal special life, engaging in a fierce battle, and not being caught up in a space vortex behind enemy lines. I didn't expect such a big harvest. What's going on with that memory? After the joy, Yan Lai's face appeared puzzled and somewhat strange. After waking up, he found himself with an extra memory. Very strange memory. The decades of ordinary life of a tiny human. Compared to his own millions of years of experience, the mere few decades of memory cannot be counted as dust. Yan Lai chose to ignore it directly. But there was a memory that aroused his curiosity. A book called Swallowing the Starry Sky. Luo Feng. Isn't this funny? The protagonist described in the book made Yan Lai burst into laughter. It's too exaggerated. How could there be such a wicked character? But after careful consideration, according to the memory of Luo Feng's growth experience, it seems that it is also possible. That's all. What truly made Yan Lai feel that the memory was untrustworthy was that Yan Shenzhou had separated from the human race and was at odds with the human race. How could it be? As the leader of the top 10 peak races of the human race, the Yen god race has a unique and upright status. Why did it leave the human race? Moreover, for countless years, the Yen divine clan and the human clan have been inseparable from each other. How can we separate? The Yanshen is already a human race. That's ridiculous. Yan Lai doesn't believe it at all. Even if there are many familiar names in the book. It must be a dream. Yan Lai shook his head and laughed dumbfounded. It is normal for a person to dream of a name they are familiar with. He didn't know how long he had been asleep, and it wasn't strange to have some dreams during that time. But it has to be said that if it weren't for this dream, he might not have woken up. I didn't expect my subconscious to be so imaginative, imagining the genetic characteristics of my Yen god race as a forbidden book in the universe called 9 Calamities Secret Scriptures, and even creating a mountain rider, hee. Yan Lai smiled and muttered to himself. He thinks he may have a talent for writing books. Of course, it's best not to have this kind of street fighting talent. By the way, how's the witch doing? Putting aside that inexplicable memory, Yan Lai turned to recall what had happened before falling asleep, worrying about his friend Qian Wu. End of this chapter. Chapter 2. Baoshu. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 2. Baoshu. Qian Wu, Yan Lai's good friend, they met at the end of the universe, protecting each other step by step, and can be said to be life and death friends. This distress was caused by exploring the secret realm together. Originally, the two planned to go to the battlefield outside the region to experience, but for some reason, they accidentally discovered this secret realm and temporarily changed it to exploring the secret realm. Since its inception, the primitive universe has expanded outward at the speed of light. Therefore, the universe's starry sky has been continuously expanding, and there are also more and more creatures in the universe. During the expansion of the primordial universe, special mysteries occasionally arise. And almost every secret realm will breed special resources and various treasures that are difficult to find outside. So, a newly born secret realm can be described as a huge opportunity. Of course, there are also dangers. There are two dangers. Firstly, there is an unknown and dangerous environment in the secret realm. Once trapped in a life or death dilemma, even the cosmic master may fall. Secondly, it is very likely that special life forms will be nurtured in the secret realm. These special life forms are born strong and cannot be judged by universal knowledge. Unfortunately, when Yan Lai and Qian Wu jointly explored this secret realm, they encountered both dangers. Immortal special life with 2 gene multiples of 2000. Such immortal lives have at least the ultimate power to be crowned as kings, even invincible. Yan Lai and Qian Wu are only newly promoted to immortality, and their power only reaches the highest level of being crowned as kings. Where are they opponents? At a moment of crisis, Yan Lai burned his divine power and fought fiercely. Later on, he and one of the special creatures were caught up in the space vortex. The special creatures struggled to leave, but Yan Lai fell into a coma due to excessive burning of divine power and fell into the depths of the space vortex. I don't know what happened, but I came to this enclosed space and fell asleep to this day. As for what happened later, it is unknown. I hope the witch can be safe. Thinking of the special life he encountered at that time, Yan Lai didn't have much confidence in Qian Wu's safety, so he could only bless him like this. The combat power of Qian Wu is comparable to his own, and the strength of those two special lives is also similar. If he can't fight it himself, he's probably not able to fight either. It doesn't matter if you die. Yan Lai comforted himself by saying. With the status of the Qian Wu in the human race, he will definitely be resurrected by the great existence of the human race. He and Qian Wu are both highly skilled in the battle of enfeefment, while the great human race has a resurrection list, which is usually the peak of enfeefment. In theory, it is not their turn. But both of them are young geniuses of the human race, different from those immortal beings who have lived for a long time but still cannot become the pinnacle of the title of king. The resurrection standard is naturally different. So, whether it's Yan Lai himself or Qian Wu, they can all be on the resurrection list after death. Qian Wu is much wealthier than me, I believe he can afford the resurrection fee. Qian Wu and Yan Lai are both unparalleled geniuses born in the human race for thousands of generations. When the Lord of the Realm, I have killed the immortal Lord of the Army. Looking at the billions of ethnic groups in the primitive universe, they are extremely rare. However, the two have different focuses on their talents. Yan Lai's talent is mainly reflected in his body genes. Qian Wu, like most geniuses, has an exceptional talent for law. Yan Lai's law talent is ordinary. During the main period of the world, I only crossed the 17th level of the virtual universe's sky bridge. This level is naturally a remarkable achievement in the vast universe, but it is only average among the core geniuses of the 5 major human forces. Qian Wu is different. During the main period of the world, he crossed the 19th level of the virtual universe's Tongtian bridge, which is 2 more levels than Yan Lai. Don't underestimate this second floor. The Tongtian bridge tests the understanding of the law, and the only difference is the difference between heaven and earth. Many immortal deities with exhausted potential, standing in place forever, cannot move forward for a lifetime. There is a difference of 2 levels, and Yan Lai's talent for rules is far inferior to that of Qian Wu. This is a common disease among the Yen God clan. All members of the clan have strong bodies, ordinary souls, and average intelligence. Only Emperor Yan, the leader of the Yen divine clan, has exceptional physical talent in top-notch intelligence, which is different from ordinary Yen divine clan people. But in terms of soul, Emperor Yan is still ordinary. No way, racial characteristics. My current law talent should not be under the influence of witches. Feeling a full soul and a more than 10 times clearer sense of the law than usual, Yan Lai was secretly excited. I don't know what happened during his slumber, but his soul seems to have undergone a transformation, which is very different from before. If my law talent is comparable to or even surpasses that of the witch, then with my unique genetic talent, I don't know if I can catch up with the underworld. Yan Lai murmured to himself. In my mind, a young man with 3 eyes and a cold black dress appeared. Yuho. In the eyes of countless geniuses, he and Qian Wu are peerless geniuses who can only be looked up to and dare not expect anything, standing at the top from afar. But in the eyes of Yan Lai and Qian Wu, Yuho was the one who could only be looked up to, dared not expect, and stood at the top from afar. The highest talent standard of the human race, the primitive Tongtian mountain of the virtual universe, has 3 levels. Universe level, domain master level, and realm master level, and the Yuho has passed through one by one. After only 10,000 years of cultivation, one can achieve such an achievement. Subsequently, he unleashed an unstoppable force and entered the battlefield outside the domain to compete with the genius of all races. He killed immortality like killing a chicken, and slaughtered the prince of Fengtian like slaughtering a dog. The genius of the same era couldn't breathe under pressure. However, Yan Lai was not clear about the afterlife. With his permission, no information about Yuho can be found in the virtual universe. Yan Lai has accumulated hundreds of epochs in the main period of the world, and his level with Yuho is getting bigger and bigger, completely out of the same level. He has already been promoted to the title of Universe Master, right? Yan Lai murmured to himself. With that guy's background, after being promoted to the Universe Lord, he may not be an ordinary Universe Lord, at least a higher Universe Lord. He is likely to be a Universe Lord, or even a top Universe Lord. There is only one existence at the top level of the cosmic hegemon, numerous Yen gods, except for the supreme cosmic Lord Yen Emperor. Yanshen Venerable. The master of Emperor Yen. He is also the ancestor of Yan Lai. The guide of the Yanshen tribe when they were weak. The early Yen Shinzu was called the Yen Shinzu because of the Yen Shinzuan. A long, long time ago in distant times, the Yen God clan was led by the Yen God Venerable. And with the demon talent of Yuho, after hundreds of epochs, perhaps it has reached the level of such an ancient and powerful existence. That guy is just a myth. Sigh. With a sigh, Yen Lai shook his head and looked up at the towering ancient tree standing in the void. What tree is this? Looking at the ancient tree that stood quietly, as if it had existed since ancient times, Yen Lai's face showed doubt. Just woke up, his mind was still encountering before falling asleep, and now he noticed this incredibly majestic ancient tree. This aura. Immortal divine power weakened, permeating the void and feeling the soul. After a long time, Yen Lai's face showed a surprised expression. This towering ancient tree continues to emit an indescribable mysterious aura outwards. Can change, even enhance the mysterious aura of life's soul. I don't know how many years I have accumulated, but it can be seen everywhere in this enclosed space. I see, my soul undergoes transformation because of this ancient tree. Yen Lai suddenly realized. Undoubtedly, during its slumber, the mysterious aura emanating from this precious tree has been silently changing its soul. This process lasted for an unknown amount of time, to the point where the soul underwent a fundamental transformation. End of this chapter. Chapter 3. Regret. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 3 Regret, What a Magical Treasure Tree. Yen Lai exclaimed. If this tree is moved to the home planet of the Yen God clan, Yen God Star, the entire Yen God clan will benefit. He thought for the first time. What a precious treasure is it to elevate the soul of life. The treasure of the clan. What tree is this? I've never heard of it before. After studying for a long time, Yen Lai couldn't find any relevant information, and his face was puzzled. These treasures are beyond his knowledge. But it doesn't hinder him from understanding that it's a priceless treasure. Make sure to move this treasure tree to Yanshen Star. Yen Lai's eyes lit up. If we change our ethnic group, it's highly likely that we won't be able to preserve this precious tree. But the Yen Shinzu is different. As the leader of the top 10 peak races of the human race, the Yen God race has the Yen God Venerable, a top cosmic hegemon comparable to an ordinary cosmic lord, as well as the Yen Emperor, a powerful and great existence among cosmic lords. Any treasure can be preserved. As soon as he thought of it, Yen Lai immediately planned to put away this precious tree and cultivate it on the mother planet of the Yen God clan in the future. All his belongings were destroyed in the vortex of space, and the world ring he carried was no exception. As an immortal deity, there is no longer a world within the body, and the divine realm is far away in the deep space. The space here is closed and cannot be directly connected to the divine realm, making it impossible to transplant this magical treasure tree. However, this is not enough to defeat Yen Lai. Anyone who understands the cutting branch of spatial laws can create their own world rings. Cutting is not difficult, as long as one can comprehend the immortal level spatial rules, even the genius realm master. For an immortal like Yen Lai, it is easy to apply the cutting rule and create a world ring. The Yen Shinzu people have a straightforward personality, do whatever comes to mind, and do not like to be indecisive. Yen Lai is no exception. Flying back tens of thousands of kilometers, Yen Lai squinted his eyes and studied for a moment. He raised his right hand in the shape of a palm knife, grooving the laws of space. Brush centered around towering ancient trees spanning over 100,000 kilometers, the surrounding million-kilometer space trembled slightly, and then a long spatial crack appeared in 4 directions. Up, down, left, and right. At the same time, the left hand exudes immortal divine power, gathers the cosmic force, and slowly condenses into a ring. He plans to cut the space around this treasure tree together and merge it with the ring to create a world ring, pack it and take it away. Roaming and rumbling a space of millions of kilometers in length, width, and height was forcefully pulled out by Yen Lai, causing the collapse of the void and the emergence of turbulence in the deep universe, forming a small dot-scale space storm. This scale of spatial storm is similar to a drizzle for a prince like Yen Lai who is immortal. As for what to do if space is destroyed, it's simple. The universe has infinite power and can quickly recover naturally. However, just as this space was being squeezed out, Yan Li's face suddenly changed drastically. Damn it! Yan Li quickly stopped cutting the space, but it was already too late. That unknown treasure tree, originally standing quietly in the center of the void, with its roots rooted deep into the void. With Yan Li's spatial cutting, almost all the roots of the treasure tree were cut off, and the vitality rapidly plummeted, visible to the naked eye. How could that be so? Yan Li was sweating profusely. Generally speaking, the root and crown of a tree are about the same size. As long as the size is well controlled and spatial cutting is used, the entire tree can be taken away completely. Yan Li had already overestimated this treasure tree as much as possible. The space he cut was nearly 10 times larger than the crown of the treasure tree. Unexpectedly, such a large loophole still appeared. The root of the treasure tree is broken. The root is the life of a tree. If the root is broken, it will be difficult for the tree to survive. For a moment, Yan Li was filled with regret. This precious tree can emit a mysterious aura that enhances the soul, and for the Yen god race, whose soul is naturally lacking, its importance outweighs everything. Now, it has been destroyed in his own hands, how can Yan Li not feel frustrated? No matter what, put it away first, and then see if it can be cultivated and survive in the future. Watching the treasure tree wither rapidly and be about to self-destruct, Yan Li's heart trembled and he ignored it. He continued to cut through space, pulling out the treasure tree and its surrounding white 1,000 kilometers of space, and then connecting it with the ring formed by the left-hand cosmic force. In Sumeru, the world ring is formed. Roaming and rumbling, the space ahead collapsed, and the void surged like a tide. Flying back millions of kilometers, avoiding the turbulence of the void, Yan Li's consciousness penetrated into the world ring. Fortunately, it wasn't completely destroyed. Looking at the huge, dead wood lying quietly inside the world ring, Yan Li felt helpless. Go back and ask Master Yan, what kind of tree is this and how to cultivate it. He estimated that this tree may have an extraordinary origin, but due to limited knowledge, it cannot be recognized. He had to wait until he returned to his tribe to inquire. Roaming and rumbling at this moment, the turbulence of the void ahead suddenly rapidly expanded. In the blink of an eye, the million-kilometer circular void that was originally deducted suddenly expanded 100 times, reaching a distance of billions of kilometers, occupying 1/10 of the size of this space and rapidly increasing. The endless turbulence of the void surged from the depths of space, and in an instant, it spread throughout the entire space, forming a massive spatial storm. Click, another loud bang. Yan Li looked up and saw cracks appearing at the edge of the space, getting bigger and bigger, like a broken bottle. This space, which was originally sealed for countless years, has been destroyed. Is it possible that this space and the treasure tree have a symbiotic relationship? A thought flashed through his mind, but Yan Li's movements were not slow, flying towards the outside of space, reaching the speed of light in the blink of an eye, and entering the dark space. The space storm formed by the collapse of 1,000,000 kilometers of void doesn't matter, but with such a large area of space collapse, even if one is not careful, there is a possibility of falling, so naturally one should avoid it far away. The space is closed and destroyed, and nature is connected to the outside world. There is no speed limit in the dark universe, accelerating to the speed of light for a long time. Yan Li reduces the speed to below the speed of light and returns to the normal universe. Looking back, following the spatial fluctuations, there is an area billions of kilometers away, which is being ravaged by a chaotic space storm. That's the enclosed space he slept in for countless years, now destroyed. Yan Li doesn't care about this. The primordial universe is vast and boundless, and even other secret realms of light grade will collapse and be destroyed, with only 1 billion kilometers of space collapsing, just a small matter. But the treasure tree with infinite value was destroyed in his own hands, which made him deeply distressed. Regret is useless. Shaking his head, Yan Li separated a strand of consciousness and prepared to connect to the virtual universe. Unlike other human geniuses, in general, Yen Lai is not very fond of the virtual universe. Compared to practicing in the virtual world, he prefers to fight in reality. This is also a characteristic of the Yanshen people. Fighting. Desire for life and death battles, enjoy Jedi adventures. These are things that cannot be experienced in the virtual universe. So, Yanshen's genius joined the 5 major forces of the human race, either choosing the Dowu field or choosing the Universe Support Alliance. The martial arts arena advocates realistic life and death battles, while the Universe Alliance advocates life and death experiences. These 2 major forces are the most attractive to the people of the Yen Divine Clan. End of this chapter. Chapter 4. Soul Devouring Thousand Whiskers Flower. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 4 Soul Devouring Thousand Whiskers Flower. First, ask Qian Wu and see what happened to him later. Yen Lai is still a bit worried about his friend Qian Wu. In his opinion, it is highly likely that Qian Wu has already fallen. Contacting Qian Wu mainly depends on whether he has been resurrected. Having practiced for hundreds of eras, all of his immediate relatives have already passed away. Apart from his master, only a few people with close relationships are Qian Wu and another genius in his clan, Yan Yang. He didn't know how long he had been asleep, but he only saw that the immortal divine body, which was originally less than 10%, had fully recovered, and he knew that the time was not short. It usually takes a very long time to restore the divine body by spontaneously absorbing the cosmic force without using divine power to restore treasures. Can't connect. When Yen Lai separated his consciousness and connected to the virtual universe, he found that he couldn't connect. Yen Lai was surprised and regained consciousness, logging into his virtual universe account. However, no matter how many times he tried, he still couldn't climb up. What's going on? Can this secret realm isolate the virtual universe? Standing in the void, looking up, sensing the surrounding 10 light-years of the universe through spatial fluctuations. He had explored this secret realm for quite some time, but at this moment, the location was obviously not a place he had explored before. At a glance, it was all unfamiliar starry sky. It looks much safer than when I first came in. With a puzzled expression on his face, Yen Lai muttered to himself. The newly emerged secret realm is far more dangerous than the explored one, and in the induction, the secret realm seems to be different from the newly emerged one. It's a bit like being sorted out by great beings like the Lord of the Universe. Well, that's not important. Why can't we connect to the virtual universe? The human virtual universe covers the entire universe, and can be easily connected in any dangerous situation. It was Yen Lai's first time encountering an inability to connect. No. Yen Lai's eyes suddenly widened. My virtual account has been cancelled. The virtual universe is the greatest achievement of the human race, and everything inside is no different from the real world. No matter in any corner of the universe, no matter how far apart, as long as you know the virtual universe account code of the other party, you can contact them at any time. No race can match this kind of convenience. Even the mechanical family known for their technological prowess. The most enviable place for the human race in the universe is undoubtedly the virtual universe. Yen Lai has long been accustomed to the existence of the virtual universe. Normally, as long as you have a little bit of consciousness, you can log into your virtual universe account. At this moment, I realize that my account is gone. In the induction, the virtual universe is still there, but the door to enter it is closed. A virtual universe account is the door to enter the virtual universe, or the key to open it. How could it be possible? Yen Lai was greatly surprised and stunned. Don't say I'm not dead, even if I die, my account cannot be cancelled. He thought incredulously. Yes, as long as it is an immortal deity, no matter how many years they die, the virtual universe account will not disappear. But his account is indeed gone. Even after much contemplation, he couldn't understand why his virtual universe account had disappeared. Yen Lai was stunned and speechless. Under the starry sky, his figure appeared somewhat lonely and desolate. During my slumber, something must have happened. With a furrowed brow, Yen Lai thought to himself. The wave of immortal divine power extends, and after a moment, the cosmic force converges to form a white robe that drapes over one's body. Let's go back to the kingdom of gods first. In the depths of the distant universe, Yen Lai's divine kingdom responds with a light gate that spans an endless distance, appearing in front of him. Yen Lai took a step and stepped into the light gate. The divine kingdom teleportation function is a gift from the primitive universe to living beings. No matter how far apart they are, as long as they are within the primitive universe, they can instantly return to the divine realm or be teleported to any place in the universe where tokens have been pre-placed. The secret realm here is far away from its parent star, Yanshen star. Even F.-class spacecraft flying at tens of times the speed of light in the dark universe will take several years to reach. Yen Lai's belongings were all destroyed in the space vortex, and the spacecraft was no exception. He has not yet understood teleportation, there is no spaceship, he flies on his own, I don't know how much time he will waste. Returning to the divine realm and then teleporting back to the home planet is the best strategy. Upon returning to the divine kingdom, Yen Lai was taken aback. As soon as he was promoted to immortality, he teamed up with the witch to explore the secret realm, so the establishment of the divine kingdom was not long. But it is still very complete, with mountains, rivers, fertile plains, and everything else, making it a vibrant divine world. However, what comes into view at this moment is an incredibly dilapidated and desolate world. Within the kingdom of God, there is a vast expanse of yellow sand and deserts everywhere. The originally majestic mountains have transformed into sand dunes of varying sizes, rivers have disappeared, and oceans have dried up. Where is the newly born kingdom of gods? It is clearly an apocalyptic world on the brink of destruction. On the edge of the divine kingdom, the world is shrouded in thin barriers and loopholes everywhere. In many places, there is even the influx of external void turbulence. Looking at this, if he doesn't wake up in time, he's afraid that in 10,000 years, the divine kingdom will be destroyed in the depths of the void. The kingdom of God is closely connected to oneself. If one loses the kingdom of God, their cultivation will remain stagnant and there will be no possibility of progress. Upon seeing this scene, Yen Lai was greatly surprised but also broke out in a cold sweat. If you come back a little later, it may ruin your future. Losing the divine kingdom, soul transformation is meaningless, and increasing one's understanding 10,000 times is useless. Fortunately. Sensing that the edge of the divine kingdom is slowly recovering, Yen Lai exclaimed with joy. Thanks to his timely awakening, the divine kingdom is also recovering, slowly absorbing the world force into the void and slowly recovering. However, if the divine kingdom were to absorb the cosmic force on its own, it would be impossible to return to its original state without billions of years. At this moment, a somewhat familiar and somewhat unfamiliar thought swept over Yen Lai. Yen Lai was shocked in his heart. This is his own divine kingdom, and besides him, there is no second person who knows the specific location. The kingdom of God is the greatest privacy of everyone and is usually not disclosed to anyone. Even my best friend, Qian Wu, doesn't know where Yen Lai's divine kingdom is. Who is this person? Master. At this moment, a surprising voice came. Immediately after, Yen Lai saw a strange flower-like plant in front of him, 100-meter tall plant with 1260 antennae and a huge eyeball growing at its core. Are you? Yen Lai, who was constantly preparing for battle with the gathering of divine power in his body, was taken aback at the sight of this strange flower-shaped plant and then asked with a joyful expression. Are you Shao Qian? Is this your divine incarnation? Have you been promoted to immortality? 3 consecutive questions were asked in one breath, and Yen Lai was both surprised and delighted. Although he was a bit surprised at first meeting, he quickly recognized the identity of this strange plant as it assisted plant life and connected his heart. Soul devouring 1000 whiskers flower. The auxiliary plant life he cultivated during the main period of the world was named Shaoqian. End of this chapter. Chapter 5. 1536.2 billion era. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 5 1536.2 billion era. Shaoqian is already at the immortal level, and what appears in front of him is an incarnation of divine power. The soul-eating thousand-beard flower, as the name suggests, is an auxiliary plant life with the soul attack talent of soul-eating. The Yen divine clan is naturally strong in body and has top-notch melee abilities, but has a fatal flaw. The soul is weak and vulnerable to enemy soul attacks. So, when choosing to assist life, most of the Yanshen tribe will choose plants or metals with soul talent to assist life. Soul-devouring Qian Wu grass is the most excellent type of auxiliary plant life. Before exploring the secret realm, Yen Lai threw all his wealth into it. A property worth billions of mixed yuan units. Almost a pinnacle of immortality, bestowed upon the entire family fortune. Among them, Yen Lai's own money accounted for less than 1/10, with the majority being bestowed by his master. Before exploring the secret realm, he only had a high level of immortal power as a prince. Although he had accumulated a lot of wealth, comparable to the immortal power of a prince, the wealth of 1 billion mixed yuan units was still not something he could afford. If it weren't for the support of the master, with Yen Lai's financial resources, he wouldn't be able to raise the soul-eating thousand-beard grass. But once successfully cultivated, the returns are also astonishing. Soul-devouring thousand-beard grass, with soul attack and soul defense talents and secret techniques, and a huge body size, can easily defeat enemies of the same level after being promoted to immortality. A mature immortal level soul-devouring thousand-whiskered grass, soul attacks can threaten the invincible immortality of Fengwang. A massive divine body spanning tens of thousands of kilometers, with almost infinite divine power. With over 1,000 thick and long roots protruding out, it can trap the peak of the immortal king. Of course, that is the mature period. Before Yen Lai explored the secret realm, this soul-devouring thousand-whiskered grass named Shaoqian was placed by him in the divine kingdom, waiting to be promoted to immortality. Preliminary estimates suggest that it will take about 10,000 years to enter immortality. Now it seems that we have clearly succeeded. Master, you have finally returned. The divine power incarnation of this soul-devouring thousand-whiskered grass wrapped affectionately around Yen Lai's body, and his thoughts fluctuated as he said. 1536.2 billion epochs have passed, I've been waiting so hard. What are you talking about? 1536.2 billion epochs. Upon hearing this, Yen Lai's whole body stiffened and he looked at Shaoqian incredulously. 1536.2 billion epochs. Yen Lai's body trembled and his heart trembled. What is the concept of the 1536.2 billion era? The first era is 10,081 years, 1536.2 billion years, which is over 1.5 billion years. In the universe, the average lifespan of stars is only over 10 billion years. So, what is the concept of 1536.2 billion years, over 1.5 billion years? Yen Lai once remembered that the ancestor Yanshen once said that there is a little over 5 trillion epochs since the birth of the primordial universe. So, did you sleep for nearly 1/3 of the lifespan of the primordial universe? Yeah. Shaoqian's tentacles wrapped around Yen Lai's body and affectionately said. For a long time, our divine kingdom has moved billions of light years into the depths of the void. Yen Lai's face stiffened. The divine realm is usually built on the fragments of the void deep in the interlayer of space. Once established, it basically does not move, but only naturally moves towards the depths of the void as the universe expands. This process is very slow. Nevertheless, during his slumber, his divine kingdom still moved billions of light years. This. Yen Lai doesn't know what to say. Master, I've been so lonely these years. I've been sleeping all along, waking up once a million years, but the owner hasn't come back. Master, I have 1536.2 billion epochs of time and haven't spoken to anyone. Master. As Yen Lai strolled through the yellow sand-covered kingdom of gods, he listened to Xiao Qian's chatter in his ear. Perhaps it has been too long since I communicated with anyone, and Xiao Qian's desire to speak is particularly strong. I spent over 10,000 years absorbing all the resources left by my master, successfully promoted to immortality, and then placed the divine kingdom next to my master's divine kingdom, he. Master, although your divine kingdom is dilapidated, its area is so large, hundreds of times larger than mine. This is still due to countless years of continuous expansion. When the kingdom of God was first established, it didn't even have 1,000th of its owner's area. However, the master's divine kingdom is too broken, it looks like it will disappear at any time. Upon hearing Xiao Qian say that his divine kingdom was broken, Yen Lai looked around and couldn't help but smile bitterly at the endless yellow sand. During my slumber, I lost all external connections, even the kingdom of God would be broken. Without his conditioning, the speed at which the divine kingdom absorbs the universal force plummeted, not even comparable to its rate of collapse. That's why we have this scene before us. Of course, because I was only in a deep sleep and did not die, the process of absorbing the universal force in the divine kingdom has never stopped. Otherwise, where would we get now? It has long disappeared into the depths of the spatial interlayer. As for the fact that the area of one's own divine kingdom is larger than that of a small divine kingdom, it is only natural. Before being promoted to immortality, his genetic multiple reached 240 times that of an ordinary life in the universe, and his inner world was incredibly vast, far surpassing that of an ordinary world master. The inner world of an ordinary world master has a diameter of only about 10 million kilometers. When Yen Lai was in the world master, the diameter of the inner world reached 2.4 billion kilometers. The diameter is 240 times that of the inner world of the ordinary world, and the area is nearly 60,000 times. Such a vast inner world, summoning projection blessings during battles, is incredibly powerful. When promoted to immortality, a divine kingdom is established based on this, and the area naturally exceeds that of ordinary immortality. Although Xiao Qian has a large body size, her genetic multiples are similar to ordinary cosmic life, and the divine kingdom is far inferior to Yen Lai. Xiao Qian. Yen Lai interrupted Xiao Qian's rambling and asked. Tell me about the changes over the years. Changes. It seems like there hasn't been much change. Xiao Qian placed a tentacle in front of Yen Lai, bent and shook it, and made a human scratch, saying. The divine kingdom is constantly expanding, well, the master's divine kingdom is not expanding. And. By the way, the master's divine kingdom wasn't like this at first, and I don't know when it started, it turned into a desert with no vitality. That's probably it. In short, over the years, except for the master's divine kingdom breaking down day by day, nothing has happened. It's not about the kingdom of gods. Yen Lai's eyebrows twitched fiercely and he said. I am asking about the primitive universe, the current situation of the human race, and the situation of the Yanshen race. Ah. Xiao Qian stopped talking, his tentacles swayed slightly, and it took him a long time to say. I don't know, I haven't been to the universe, and I'm not sure about the situation of the human race and the Yen god race. Yen Lai fell silent. After a while, he asked. After such a long time, haven't you gone to the universe to explore? Master, why go to the universe? Xiao Qian asked curiously. If the master is not around, Xiao Qian naturally needs to guard in the master's kingdom. What are you doing outside? Yen Lai remained silent. Over a period of 1536.2 billion years, over 1.5 billion years, Xiao Qian has been waiting in the kingdom of gods. Although plant life is quiet and not very active, it is also quite end of this chapter. Chapter 6. A Plant, Why So Many Words? You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 6. A Plant, Why So Many Words? What have you been doing all these years? Apart from the guardian god? Yen Lai asked. Sleep. Xiao Qianhui replied. The master is not here, and no one is talking to me. I have to sleep now. But. Xiao Qian then said. I am very diligent. I wake up every 10,000 years to see if my master has returned. Master, I will be diligent. As he spoke, his tentacles swayed joyfully, as if saying, Master, praise me quickly. Yen Lai was speechless. Alright, Xiao Qian is a plant, so there's nothing to blame. 3 days later. Xiao Qian, bring your extra cosmic crystals into my divine kingdom. After inspecting his own divine kingdom, he also looked at the small 1,000 divine kingdoms on the space debris next to his divine kingdom. Standing in front of a towering monster flower nearly 10,000 kilometers high, he opened the gate of his divine kingdom and connected the two divine kingdoms. Yen Lai ordered. This huge strange flower is exactly the essence of Xiao Qian. Okay. Xiao Qian responded and immediately used the power of the divine kingdom to transmit all the cosmic crystals accumulated over endless years to Yen Lai's divine kingdom. While the two gates and passages of the divine kingdom, with a diameter of hundreds of kilometers, are now filled with cosmic crystals, flowing continuously towards the fiery divine kingdom. In the 1536.2 billion era, Little Qian's divine kingdom has accumulated countless cosmic crystals. It's not an exaggeration to say something endless. While the sound transmitted by the cosmic crystal has been incessant for over 100 years. Finally. Alright, I've passed it all over. Xiao Qian said. Yen Lai nodded and immediately returned to his divine kingdom. Master, wait for me. The huge body of Xiao Qiana, thousands of kilometers high, fluttered with tentacles in the sky, followed suit, crossed the barrier of the divine kingdom, and squeezed into the fiery divine kingdom. Generally speaking, no one can break into someone else's divine kingdom unless they have obtained permission from their owner or have forcefully broken through. But Xiao Qian is Yen Lai's auxiliary plant life, and the two of them have the same authority in the divine kingdom, so they can naturally enter his divine kingdom. Xiao Qian, shrink your body a bit. Glancing at Xiao Qian's terrifying body that covered the sky and sun, Yen Lai shook his head and said. Good. With a response, Xiao Qian's body quickly shrank to the size of 10 kilometers, thousands of kilometers. And eventually, it turned into 10 kilometers. Master, we can't shrink anymore. When the body size dropped to 10 kilometers, Xiao Qian felt a bit embarrassed and said. Yen Lai is only nearly 500 meters tall, less than half a kilometer away. Standing in front of Xiao Qian, who is 10 kilometers tall, he looks like an elephant with ants in front of him. There is no way. Plant life is already known for its large size, and as a rare top-level auxiliary plant life in the universe, soul-eating thousand-beard flower is one of the leaders. Of course, because of his ordinary genes, Xiao Qian's combat power is not as exaggerated as his body size. According to Yen Lai's understanding, during the long history of 1536.2 billion years, Xiao Qian, relying on natural growth, automatically understood the laws of wood and space, and reached the limit of immortality. Only one step away from the cosmic master. But without external help, it is impossible to take this step for eternity. Master. Don't talk. Yen Lai interrupted Xiao Qian's words and said. Let me finish repairing the divine kingdom before we talk. Although it was a pleasure to see Xiao Qian, Yen Lai couldn't bear Xiao Qian's nagging for 3 days. A plant, why so much talk? Roaming and rumbling, the cosmic crystal of astronomical numbers transforms into the origin of the universe, integrating into the divine realm. In an instant, the fiery divine realm undergoes earth-shattering changes. 10,000 Shanghai mountains rise from the flat ground, fertile plains appear out of thin air, rivers form rivers, towering mountains, swamps and dense forests appear one by one. A few days later, the once barren and on the brink of destruction, the divine kingdom regained its vitality. Moreover, the area of the divine kingdom is rapidly expanding. It has to be said that since the 1536.2 billion era, Xiaoqian's divine kingdom has accumulated too many cosmic crystals. These cosmic crystals, transformed into the world's origin and integrated into the divine kingdom, not only quickly restored the former appearance of Yanlai's divine kingdom, but also left the vast majority. Yanlai used half of these remaining world origins to expand the area of the divine kingdom, while the other half was kept for temporary needs. 3 years later, the divine kingdom, which was originally only 2.4 billion kilometers in diameter, extended tenfold and reached nearly 30 billion kilometers. Wow, it's so big. Beside him, came the joyful and encouraging voices of Qian. The master is so amazing. More than 1,000 tentacles are flying all over the sky, said Qian excitedly. Look at that, it's even happier than Yanlai himself. Glancing at her, Yanlai felt speechless. He found that after endless years in the divine kingdom, the life of this plant not only became talkative but also easily agitated. Even a small matter can make her exclaim in amazement. After completing all of this, Yanlai flew out of the divine kingdom and cut a space with a length, height, and width of billions of kilometers in the void, creating a huge capacity world ring again. Qian, enter the world ring. Yanlai said to Qian. Qian is now powerful and can be considered an excellent assistant for him. He is an indispensable assistant for future exploration of the universe, so he naturally needs to carry it with him. Good Qian readily agreed and immediately threw most of his body into the world ring, only sticking out the end of a tentacle and wrapping it around Yanlai's body, transforming into a black armor. This armor has a stronger defense than the strongest fifth-order force armor. Stronger than General A, but not as good as King A. Feeling the changes in Qian's tentacles, Yanlai estimated and thought to himself. The Yanshen tribe has a huge advantage. In the Realm Master, geniuses in both immortal stages can obtain battle armor exclusively belonging to the Yan Divine Clan. The leader of the Yan God Clan, Yan Emperor, possesses a mysterious treasure that can continuously produce battle armor. These battle armor are divided into 4 levels. Soldiers, generals, kings, and emperors. Soldier armor is usually sent to the World Lord for use. Sende de Feng Ho Immortal. Wang Jia was granted the title of Immortal King. The Emperor's armor is bestowed upon the Peak King Immortal or the Universal Venerable. Except for the Yanshen tribe, no one in the universe can use these armor. Within the human race, it is unknown how many races envy the Yan God race, among which these special battle armor accounts for a significant factor. Soldier armor has a stronger defense than many immortal battle armor. The armor of the general, with its defensive power, can also be considered top-notch among the immortal equipment of the title of king. Stronger, king armor and emperor armor, not to mention. This is the heritage of the top 10 peak races of the human race. Higher than the vast majority of races in the universe. After being within the Hui ethnic group, I need to apply for imperial armor. With my current strength, I should have this qualification. Yanlai secretly said. The armor formed by Qian's tentacles actually has average physical defense. But, soul-devouring thousand-leaf flower, is not known for its physical defense and needs to be used in conjunction with emperor armor. The biggest function of Qian is to provide soul defense and soul attack for Yanlai. In Yanlai's view, after applying for the strongest defensive imperial armor from the tribe, with the soul defense provided by Qian, in the immortal stage, he will not be afraid of any enemies. End of this chapter. Chapter 7. Has the human race been exterminated? You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 7. Has the human race been exterminated? Not only my soul and intellect, but also my willpower has greatly increased. Yan Lai secretly said. It seems that he has already broken through the immortal level and reached the realm of the Cosmic Master. Therefore, even the sole attack of the Cosmic Hegemon, Shao Qian, who has the limit of being crowned king, is not afraid to use his soul defense. The impact of soul transformation is multifaceted. Among them, a significant increase in willpower is one of them. Yan Lai's willpower was already strong. Before falling asleep, he reached the limit level of being crowned king. Now, he has gone further, surpassing immortality and entering the level of cosmic venerable beings. Compared to before falling asleep, his strength in all aspects has increased dozens of times. However, considering the long sleep time, this improvement in strength seems to after more than 150 billion epochs, those geniuses of the same era must have vastly different strengths. I don't know, is Qian Wu now a cosmic master? Yan Lai thought to himself. The cosmic master has a very high threshold, and it is not guaranteed to succeed after a long period of cultivation. Generally speaking, even a genius born in a millennium only has this hope. Only with the emergence of millions of epochs and the highest standards of the human race, can a peerless genius be 100% guaranteed to become a cosmic master. The premise is not to fall prematurely. Of course, those unparalleled geniuses pursue things that are different from ordinary people. Their goal is the great master of the universe. As a genius born in the human race for thousands of eras, Qian Wu undoubtedly has the potential to reach the realm of cosmic masters. But no one dares to guarantee it. Even if Yan Lai believed in Qian Wu's talent, he couldn't be certain. He. Remembering memories from his dream, Yan Lai chuckled. In the dream, Qian Wu had already become a cosmic master and an immensely ancient ruler of the universe. Well, the poorest cosmic master who owes a lot of debt. Subconsciously, do I hope that Qian Wu is a poor person? Am I not so stingy? With a crooked head, Yan Lai thought with some amusement. The top priority is to establish contact with the human race as soon as possible. Thinking about the current situation, Yan Lai furrowed his brows and thought helplessly. Without logging into the virtual universe, one cannot connect with past relatives and friends, and may not know what happened during their dormant days. The thing he wants to know the most now is why he can't log into the virtual universe. The universe is vast and boundless, and it is impossible to access the virtual universe. Communication between people will become extremely difficult. Fortunately, there is a divine teleportation. As long as you use the Divine Kingdom teleportation, return to your home planet Yanshen, and see the high-level members of your clan, you will naturally understand everything. Suddenly, Yan Lai's eyebrows were the same. What's going on? Why can't we sense the token? Just now, he sensed that he had placed a teleportation token from the Divine Kingdom near his home planet, but he couldn't feel it. Although teleportation in the Divine Realm is convenient, it requires divine tokens. Without token guidance, we can't go anywhere. As a member of the Yan Divine Clan, the first thing Yan Lai did after becoming immortal was to hide a Divine Kingdom teleportation token near his home planet. Because the immortal promotion time is short, only this one was released. Is it? Yan Lai's eyes showed fear, thinking of a terrifying possibility. His Divine Kingdom's teleportation token is very secretive. Generally speaking, unless there is a great presence sweeping across a large area, it will not be discovered and destroyed by anyone. In other words, his Divine Kingdom teleportation token cannot be found and is likely destroyed by someone. Who can destroy his Divine Kingdom teleportation token near the Yan God clan's mother planet? What level of battle can sweep through the void and destroy hidden Divine Kingdom teleportation tokens? Are the human race gone? Have they been exterminated by the Zerg, mechanical, and demon races? Yan Lai's heart was cold. Only in this way can we explain the disappearance of the Divine Kingdom's teleportation token. Also, due to the extinction of the human race, he was unable to log into the virtual universe. The human race, along with the Zerg race, the mechanical race, and the demon race, are collectively known as the four pinnacle races of the universe, with interconnected territories and constant wars between them. Starting from Yen Li's account, these three major races are the mortal enemies of the human race. Not only are there frequent battles between high-level officials and ethnic groups, but also talents who have not yet grown up are targeted. In my memory, Yuho has encountered more than one assassination attempt by the three clans. The 1,536.2 billion yuan era is too long, anything can happen. If the human race really goes extinct, Yen Li shuddered with fear. 1,000 years later. On the central continent of the Divine Kingdom, on a towering mountain. Yen Li slowly opened his eyes. The flicker of fire in the pupils oscillates in the void, creating terrifying fluctuations in the laws of fire and space. Extending your right hand, your 5 fingers glide through the void, and the fluctuations of the rules permeate the surroundings. The essence of the 108 spatial rules is clear and eye-catching. Crossing the 18th floor of the Tongtian Bridge shouldn't be a big problem. Yen Li smiled all over his face and muttered to himself. After thousands of years of hard work, he gained insights from observing the chaos steel and learning numerous secret techniques. After fully digesting them, his understanding of the fire and space law greatly improved. According to human standards, it is the legal level of the 18th floor of the Tongtian Bridge. It is also a reflection of the immortal level rule of enfeoffment. With the improvement of his understanding of the law, Yen Li's divine body is rapidly transforming. The quality of divine power rapidly increased, reaching the level of immortality in an instant. The quality of the immortal divine power of Feng Wang is 10 times that of Feng Ho immortal. In other words, as his understanding of the law improved, Yen Li's strength instantly increased tenfold. Combined with 480 times the genes of ordinary cosmic life, the current Yen Li is truly crowned as the pinnacle of immortal combat power. By sorting out 108 essential spatial laws, the future cultivation of laws will no longer be centered around perception, but mainly on self-created secret laws. Yen Li secretly said. His rule cultivation does not start from the essence of the rules. That is the cultivation path of a law genius, not suitable for him. The rules are profound, and the vast majority of people start by understanding the fluctuations of the rules and practicing secret techniques step by step. Only a very small number of exceptional talents with exceptional legal talents and astonishing comprehension can start from the essence of the law, quickly grasp the core of cultivation, and quickly grasp the law. For example, Qian Wu. For example, Yuho Yen Li's cultivation of laws follows the orthodox path, gradually reaching the pinnacle of immortality, and then slowly exploring the essence of 108 spatial laws. After all, he is also the core genius of the 5 major forces of the human race. When his understanding of the rules reaches the immortal realm, it is not difficult for him to explore the essence of 108 rules. Moreover, there is no difference in strength between the two roots, only suitability. Because since the reign of the immortal king, there has been no difference between the two cultivation paths of the law. In the future, all cultivation will be self-created secret methods, gradually deepening. My intelligence is indeed far beyond what used to be. Waving his hand to dispel the fluctuations of the law, Yen Li looked at the sky of the Divine Kingdom and frowned thoughtfully. With his original natural talent for laws, it is difficult to go further without thousands of epochs of hard work. This is also the reason why he did not continue to stay in the main period of the world and chose to be promoted to immortality. End of this chapter. Chapter 8 is about me overthinking it. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 8 is about me overthinking it. The main period of the realm is when the law is most clearly sensed. Generally speaking, as long as there is room for improvement, one will not easily be promoted to immortality. Only when there is no room for advancement can one be promoted to immortality. After all, the lifespan of the Realm Lord is limited, while Immortal has an endless lifespan. Yen Lai originally believed that after being promoted to immortality, it would take more than 1,000 epochs of time to make further progress in terms of laws. Unexpectedly, now my soul has undergone a transformation and my understanding has skyrocketed. However, after practicing for thousands of years, I have easily crossed the bottleneck. The master is so amazing. Xiao Qian exclaimed with joy in her ear. Yen Lai ignored her. Since we have broken through our understanding of the rules, let's take the opportunity to improve our own secret method. Waving his hand to absorb the cosmic force, he condensed a long spear of the force, and Yen Lai pondered. There may be a major change in the outside world, so it's not too late to improve your strength first and then go out to inquire about the news. The Divine Kingdom teleportation token placed near the parent star Yanshen disappeared, and he was unable to land in the virtual universe, casting a shadow over his heart. The human race may be wiped out. Hastily appearing in the territory of the original human race is likely to encounter terrifying enemies. In view of this, he did not leave the kingdom of gods immediately, but instead spent 1,000 years of cultivation. After waking up, his soul was full and his understanding far surpassed before. The difficulties in his past cultivation and the difficulties in his understanding of laws gradually faded away and became clear and visible. It is precisely the law of perception, the best time to cultivate secret techniques. Adding to the potential danger from the outside world, Yen Lai does not want to leave the divine kingdom immediately. First improve the self-created secret method, then go to the universe to inquire about the situation. Suppressing his impatience, Yen Lai calmed down and began practicing secret techniques. As early as the time of the Lord of the Realm, he began to create his own secret methods, spending hundreds of epochs, and finally creating top-level secret methods. Although it's just barely reaching the top level, it's also very impressive. You should know that under normal circumstances, only the immortal king can create top-level secret techniques. Of course, those demons like Yu Ho don't count. It is said that during the period of the Lord of the Realm, Yu Ho created his own peak and even ultimate skills. Not to mention Yen Lai in the past, even now, he cannot achieve them. However, during his slumber, he was nourished by the mysterious aura emanating from the unknown treasure tree for countless years. Yen Lai's soul underwent a transformation, and his understanding skyrocketed. Even if it was still not as good as the past, it was not far away. At least for now, it is not difficult for Yen Lai to take the secret method that was barely reaching the top level further. In the following days, Yen Lai devoted himself wholeheartedly to creating the secret method. Self-creation of secret techniques is not like understanding of laws. It requires continuous use of secret techniques and testing of their power, and naturally cannot be done in the divine realm. So, Yen Lai spent most of his time practicing in the turbulent void outside of God. Unfortunately, during his cultivation, Yen Lai kept sighing. It would be great if we could log into the virtual universe, where there are killing grounds and countless virtual opponents challenging us. The efficiency of our self-created secret methods would be countless times better than now. In the virtual universe, everything is no different from reality, including law perception and secret law battles. In the past, Yen Lai practiced in the virtual universe. Not only him, but all human beings are practicing in the virtual universe. Helpless, losing the virtual universe, Yen Lai can only practice in the real world, comprehend the rules, correct mistakes, and gradually improve the secret methods. Without any combat targets, relying solely on one's own perception and cultivation naturally results in low efficiency. However, due to the transformation of his soul and the sudden increase in his understanding, Yen Lai's self-created secret method still went smoothly. 3,000 years later. Deep in the interlayer of space, Yen Lai stood in the void, holding a gun in both hands. The fire and space law converged and operated along a mysterious route. Brush the firearm flickered, cutting through the void. Infinite flames surged from the tip of the firearm and quickly spread, enveloping hundreds of thousands of kilometers of void in an instant. Roaming and rumbling in the raging fire, the void collapses, creating a terrifying scene resembling the creation of the god of fire and the opening of the universe. Accompanied by the secret technique, the long spear formed by the cosmic force in hand disappeared instantly in the surging space storm. It's done. Upon closer inspection, Yan Lai's face showed a smile. This type of secret technique is not weak among the top secret techniques, and it is no longer comparable to the secret techniques that barely entered the top level before. After spending 3,000 years sorting out the rules and understanding, he created this top-notch secret technique with considerable power. Fengwang High Immortal Level Top Secret Technique. With the creation of the top immortal level secret technique of Fengwang, Yan Lai's understanding of the law has also greatly improved. The 19th level of Tongtian Bridge. Accompanied by 480 times the genes of ordinary cosmic life, he is also an outstanding presence in the pinnacle of the title of king, with his combat power surpassing that of the ultimate title of immortal. Just call it Liao Yuan. Forget it, we'll talk about it later. Yan Lai, who had intended to give this model a good name, gave up on the idea in an instant. Although the newly created marksmanship has reached the top level of advanced secret techniques, Yan Lai believes that there is still a lot of room for improvement. It's not too late to name a unique skill after it's completely perfected. Perhaps due to the transformation of his soul and the sudden increase in his understanding, in his subconscious, Yan Lai I have much higher expectations of myself. If possible, he even wants to wait for the pinnacle of his skills to be created. The pinnacle of skill is usually achieved through extreme enfeoffment or even invincibility. Now Yan Lai has confidence that he can also create the pinnacle of his unique skills. Time issue. Of course, it's not possible now. The minimum requirement for creating the pinnacle of unique skills is to have a deep understanding of the rules and reach the 20th level of the Tongtian Bridge. It cannot be achieved in a short period of time. It's time to go out and take a look. Standing in the void between the layers of space, Yan Lai had a worried expression on his face. I hope I guess wrong. Wow, the master's move is so impressive. Shut up. Fei Lan Digua. Belonging to the jurisdiction of the Qingmuling Empire, a primary civilization country. It is also within the territory of Qian universe, one of the 1081 ancient universe kingdoms of the human race. Capital, Feilanqing. As the capital of a civilized country in the universe, Feilanqing is quite prosperous. In the starry sky, spacecraft occasionally enter and exit, and nearby planets and meteorites are equipped with powerful space defense systems. A immortal deity, standing nearly 500 meters high, with a single horn on its forehead, black scales on its shoulders, chest, and other parts, is located in space about 1,000,000 kilometers away from Phylan star. Its divine power shakes the void. The ethereal immortal divine power penetrates into the void, and through spatial fluctuations, everything on the planet Fei Lan is fully visible. Strange. This immortal deity, Yan Lai, who had just left the kingdom of gods and arrived in the starry sky of the universe, muttered to himself at this moment. It looks like everything on this planet is normal, unlike being enslaved by other races. Fei Lan Xing Fei Lan Empire. Qin Muling Empire. I haven't heard of it, it should be a new human empire. The thinking speed of immortal gods is thousands of times more powerful than giant quantum computers. In an instant, Yan Lai learned everything on this planet. I overthought it. After a moment, Yan Lai showed a smile. End of this chapter. Chapter 9. Divine Power Like a Prison. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 9 Divine Power Like a Prison. Through the information on Feilanqing, he clearly knew that the originally thought human race had been annihilated and did not exist at all. Even 100 years ago, virtual universe companies held a genius battle at the pinnacle of the universe. This genius battle at the pinnacle of the universe is extremely brilliant and has been talked about by humans all over the universe to this day. Because this genius battle has produced a peerless genius, Cody. A mere stellar level, only one line away from the recognition of the origin of the law. The vast majority of world masters cannot achieve it. In the game of geniuses, other human geniuses couldn't even stop Kati's move, making it a remarkable feat and leading by a long distance. Yen Lai knows these things because Cody comes from the Qionglan universe, and the humans of Fei Lanqing are proud of it. The person who appears most in conversations is him. This Cordy, with the wind of the old days seclusion. Through the conversations of people on Fei Lanqing, Yen Lai quickly learned about Cody and associated himself with the genius demon Yuho of his time. The former Yuho was also so terrifying that no one in the same rank could resist his move. Including Yen Lai. Including the witches. Hee. Upon learning that the human race seemed to have remained unchanged from the past, Yen Lai smiled. I've thought too much, it's probably because I fell into a deep sleep and couldn't be resurrected. The great existence of the human race mistakenly believed that I was enslaved by a foreign soul, which is why I cancelled my virtual universe account. Since that's the case, let's get in touch with the high-level members of the human race as soon as possible. With this in mind, Yen Lai planned to go to Fei Lanqing and seek help from the Emperor of Fei Lan Empire to contact the high-level officials of the human race. He doesn't have a spaceship, and if he wants to go to the initial universe of the human race or the home planet of the Yanshen race, he must rely on others. The emperors of the primary civilization empire are usually domain masters, and of course, they cannot help Yen Lai. However, as the capital of the empire, there must be 5 major human power institutions on Fei Lanqing. As long as we contact the 5 major forces, it will be easy to handle. Just as Yen Lai was about to leave, he noticed spatial fluctuations coming from not far away. Turning around, I found a spaceship several hundred kilometers in size, suddenly appearing in the starry sky. He could tell at a glance that this was a spaceship that had just slowed down from the dark universe and returned to the regular universe. It looks like a large transport ship that can store a lot of goods. Normal. After all, it is the capital planet of a human civilization empire, and it is normal for transport spacecraft to come and go. However, Yen Lai suddenly frowned. There are over 20 people in this spacecraft, with the leader being a domain master and the remaining people being domain masters. The Fei Lan Empire is just a junior civilization empire, and the emperor is only at the level of domain master. It's a bit strange that so many domain masters led by the domain master Fei Lan Star. Of course, this alone will not attract Yen Lai's attention. A mere boundary master, still a wandering wild boundary master in the universe, has no right to let him pay attention. But the conversation between these people made Yen Lai frown. In the spaceship. Big Brother, Fei Lanqing is at least a country with a close relationship with the moderate civilization Qingmuling Empire. Will there be anything wrong with plundering the population of this planet? A Tiger Domain Lord asked the leader of that Domain Lord. Without waiting for the leader of the domain to reply, another Xiongren Domain leader smiled and said. We don't kill the emperor of the Phylan Empire, nor do we invade his planet. We just plunder some people. What's the point? That's it. Another domain owner said. This kind of thing cannot be controlled by the Qingmuling Empire, and we cannot be found. Besides, we acted on the orders of that adult. Ha ha ha. Upon hearing this, everyone burst into laughter. Starry Sky Pirates. Pirates who plunder people. Listening to the conversations of these people, Yen Lai furrowed his brows and whispered. What are these pirates doing to plunder people? On whose orders did they follow? The human race has a vast territory and a large population, making it difficult for the higher echelons to manage, resulting in chaos among the lower echelons. Robbery, slave trade, and other criminal activities have never stopped. Yen Lai is very clear about this. However, there are too many such things that he, who has always been obsessed with cultivation, cannot manage so much. Even the top management of the human race cannot control it. Is it idle for him to worry about this? But if it happens right under your nose, you still need to take care of it. The immortal divine power shook, and in the next moment, Yan Li's figure disappeared into the dark universe. When he reappeared, he had already appeared inside the pirate ship. Ah! Yan Li's sudden appearance stunned these pirates. Boom! Immortal divine power permeates the spacecraft, shrouded in the realm of laws, and the divine power is like a prison, crushing these pirates to the point of suffocation. Bang! A domain master pirate's body exploded and turned into foam, dying on the spot. Tell me. Where are you pirates from? And who is that adult? Without further ado, he killed a pirate straightforwardly and intimidated everyone with his divine power. Yan Li asked coldly. Speak up quickly, or we'll kill you all. A tentacle poked out and shook in front of the pirates, and Xiao Qian's vicious voice rang out. The Yanshen people like to be straightforward and their work style is known for being domineering. Yan Li is no exception. Faced with the evil Starry pirates, he had no patience to inquire in detail. Directly disperse from the realm of laws, use force to deter and force questioning. This is very Yanshen tribe. In contrast, Xiao Qian's clamor is somewhat redundant, as there is nothing to say. But if you underestimate Xiao Qian, then you are wrong. Xiao Qian is not a gentle plant. The soul-eating thousand-beard flower, from its name, it is clear that it is not a good type. In the universe, there is no one who recognizes the master. The wild-souled devouring thousand-leaf flower is known for its love of devouring the souls of life, which is extremely cruel. Strictly speaking, this cannot be considered cruel, because devouring the soul is just the instinct of the soul devouring thousand-leaf flower. Just like wolves eating rabbits, it is natural and not cruel. This is not mentioned. Bang bang bang, the realm of immortality in the realm of laws is not something that ordinary people can resist. Including the leader of the world, all the starry pirates on the spaceship kneel on their knees. A powerful body that can cross the universe with its physical body and freely walk or even fight on a white dwarf, weak like noodles at this moment. Immortal, immortal lord. The pirate, the leader of the world, sweated on his forehead and said with trembling fear. Sir, spare your life. We are under the command of the bloody king. Please be lenient. As a powerful world lord and an experienced pirate in the starry sky, the leader knew for the first time that this sudden appearance was a terrifying immortal deity. Unless the core world masters of the 5 major powers are geniuses, ordinary world masters have no resistance in front of immortal gods. So, the leader of the world immediately announced the name of the mountain behind him. There's no way, this immortal deity can't speak at first glance. Quickly announce the name of the support mountain, and saving life is the most important thing. As for keeping secrets for our backers, it's all this time, how could we care so much? Bloody king. Yan Li pondered for a moment, but there was no impression in his mind. Tell me everything you know. Staring at the leader, Yan Li said coldly. End of this chapter. Chapter 10. The Bloody King. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 10. The Bloody King 1 hour later. From the leader of the pirate world, Yan Li knew everything. This group of pirates, who make a living by robbing, have been rampant in over 100 star regions around for tens of thousands of years. More than 10,000 years ago, he was secretly subdued by an immortal deity named Bloody King, who abducted his population and sent it to his planet. Why did the Blood King collect so many people? These pirates don't know, they are just acting on orders. According to the leader of this realm, for 10,000 years, their pirate team has plundered no less than 1 trillion people and sent them all to the planet under the command of the Bloody King. Under the command of the Blood King, there are many similar teams that continuously transport people to him. At first glance, it was estimated that in the past 10,000 years, the number of people abducted by the Bloody King would be at least tens of billions. What did the Blood King do to kidnap so many people? After listening to the leader's description, Yan Li asked in confusion. I don't know, the pirate leader said honestly. We are only responsible for delivering people, we dare not inquire. Contact your contact person. Yen Lai said lightly. 1 year later. The vast starry sky. The void ripples, a spaceship hundreds of kilometers in size, returning from the dark universe to the positive universe. Yen Lai stood at the front window of the spaceship, with the leader of the realm and more than 20 domain masters standing behind him in a dignified manner, daring not to step out. In addition, there is a world lord who does not belong to pirates, standing behind him. Is this the bloody star? Looking through the porthole at a planet with a diameter of about 100,000 kilometers ahead, Yen Lai asked. Yes, master. The new territory's lord replied. There are tens of thousands of life planets under the command of the Bloody King, but he usually lives on this planet. Upon hearing this, Yen Lai nodded slightly and looked again at the planet ahead, his eyes filled with evil energy. This new territory's lord is one of the core figures under the Blood Fury King, responsible for negotiating with pirates and collecting population. After being taken advantage of by pirates, Yen Lai silently enslaved his soul on the spot. Although his soul's secret technique is not very sophisticated, it is still an easy task to enslave a small world lord with the peak power of sealing the king. Then, Yen Lai completely understood why the Bloody King had abducted so many people. Of course, not in the slave trade. Although the slave trade is very profitable, it is also for ordinary people. For an immortal king, that little money is not even valued. Moreover, the title of immortal king has already become a backbone of the human race, and the business of selling slaves is a matter of losing points. There is no immortal king who can engage in slave trade. The true intention of the Bloody King is to raise goo. Using tens of thousands of life planets, nurturing countless people, letting them kill each other, nurturing combat geniuses, and then letting these geniuses continue to fight, step by step selecting the true geniuses. The genius who wins in the end will be sent to the Blood Fury Star, where the Blood Fury King and his henchmen will enslave their souls. Once enslaved by the soul, one will never be able to betray, even if their strength exceeds that of their master. Yen Lai immediately saw the intention of the Bloody King. It's just that I don't dare to go out and experience, so I rely on this method to enhance my strength. If the soul is enslaved to a peerless genius, such as Yuho or Cody, it will be a disaster. In the future, these unparalleled geniuses will become the masters of the universe, and even the masters of the universe. As masters, will resources continue to flow? This kind of thing is never new in the universe. Many people who have exhausted their potential and are unable to move forward will use this method to enhance their strength. Of course, no one dares to put it on the surface, it's all secretly done. This kind of thing, it's just that it hasn't happened. Since it happened, Yen Lai wouldn't care. Bloody King, he will kill. 3 days later. The Lord, who was enslaved by Yen Lai's soul, walked into a grand and bloody hall. Above the main hall sat a person with a long head and double horns, a face covered in scales, a fierce gaze, and a terrifying aura emanating from his body. Bloody King. Wu Mo, you said there is important intelligence. What is it that cannot be reported in the virtual universe and must come here? Staring at the Wuma, the Bloody King asked calmly. Boom! At this moment, a terrifying aura rushed out of the world ring carried by the Wuma, like a surging tide, instantly enveloping the Bloody King's cage. Soul attack secret. Feeling this terrifying aura, the Blood Fury King's face changed greatly. In an instant, instinctively unleashing immortal divine power, mobilizing the soul defense secret to resist this soul attack secret. However, the soul defense secret that the Bloody King usually takes pride in is as fragile as paper in front of this soul attack secret, and it is easily breached in an instant. Soon, the Bloody King's expression froze and he stood silent. Later. Have seen the master, have seen the master's master. With a respectful expression on his face, the bloody king bent down to pay his respects to a plant root that was constantly swaying in the air and the person standing in front of him. "Master, am I impressive?" "The tendrils of the root system sway," Xiao Qian said happily. Not bad. Witnessing with his own eyes, Xiao Qian controlled the immortal soul of a sealed king who was skilled in soul magic. Yan Lai opened his eyes and nodded in approval. The mature body of the immortal limit devours the soul of the thousand-leaf flower, unleashing soul attacks that even the invincible prince cannot be underestimated. It is used to control and enslave a primary prince immortal, but it is just a small trial with a bull's sword. Although the Blood Fury King is only an immortal primary enfeoffment king, enfeoffment king is enfeoffment king, with a strong soul, not to mention, he is already skilled in soul secrets. Generally speaking, it is those who excel in soul magic and are the pinnacle of the immortal king. If they want to enslave a normal elementary immortal king with their soul, they also need to put in a lot of effort and may not succeed easily. But just now, Xiao Qian's soul secret method instantly controlled the Blood Fury King and immediately enslaved his soul. The whole process, not even a minute. Undoubtedly, it is a rare plant life renowned in the universe for its soul-devouring talent in secret techniques. Generally speaking, plant life is characterized by strong physical defenses, and there are few who excel in soul secrets. Plant life that excels in soul secrets is even rarer in the universe than special life forms. The soul-devouring thousand-leaf flower is such a rare special plant life. Getting Xia Qian's Hong back then was a very unexpected thing, which once made many people envious. Several cosmic masters contacted Yan Lai and purchased from him at a high price. If it weren't for relying on the Yan divine clan, with his strength at that time, he might not have been able to survive. In order to cultivate Xiao Qian, Yan Lai spent all his savings. However, in the end, he still had to rely on the support of his master, Master Qian. Now it seems that everything is worth it. It was effortless to control the Bloody King. With Yan Lai's current strength, there is actually no need for a surprise attack. The Bloody King cannot be his opponent. The reason for the surprise attack is to worry that the Blood Fury King will seek help through the virtual universe and then take the opportunity to escape. If you're not afraid of 10,000, just be afraid of the unexpected. Since you've decided to take action, Yan Lai doesn't intend to miss any details. He won't leave him any chance of survival for such a despicable person. If you want to become stronger, go fight against other races and experience in secret realms. What is it to circle a territory here and secretly harm one's fellow tribe? End of this chapter.